Have you ever searched for a song, found it, only to realize that the song was way beyond you? I did that with Queen's Greatest Hits when I was 12. Couldn't play a note of it, but the problem wasn't me. It was my system. In today's video, I'm going to show you the 5-step framework that finally lets you choose songs you can play, break them down into bite-sized chunks, and stitch them together into full performances. Part 1 of the 5S framework is search. You got to begin with a search. Now, looking at the whole idea of search, where am I going with that? It is about learning how to actually find the proper song tutorial for yourself. Think of it this way. If you can play G, E minor, C, and D fairly well, and then you search for a song that contains A, E, D, B7, D sus4, and it has a strum pattern that's really tricky, already there's like tons of new stuff there. And if you're wanting to learn songs fast, the golden rule of this is to add on 1 to 3 new things max. Those 1 to 3 things could be a new chord shape, it could be a new chord change, it could be a new strum pattern. If you add on any more than 3 things, you're trying to do too much, too fast, too soon, for too long. So you really got to break down the search. Now, how can you do that? You can start searching for songs, look at the chords you currently have, and do a Google search, do a YouTube search, an Ultimate Guitar search for songs in the key of G, songs in the key of D, songs that use G, E minor, C, and D. You're basically filtering out the whole intro of the songs into what you can do and what matches what you can do. That's really important. If you go looking for songs that you love, that's brilliant. But if it contains too much stuff, I had a book, it's probably in the press somewhere, Queen's Greatest Hits. It was a guitar book I got when I was 12, and I opened that book and I couldn't play any of it. I tried playing Bohemian Rhapsody. Any of you guys tried to play Bohemian Rhapsody? Comment below. Let's cry about it. But I couldn't, and I kept coming back to the book, back to the book, back to the book, and it took ages because I didn't have those chords. The chords changed fast. There was too many chords. The strum patterns were real punchy style. See what I mean? So in terms of making fast progress with any of those songs, there's nothing there similar for me. So that's what you want to start with. You want to start with stuff that you search for that suits your ability. Now, the second thing is, once you've found a song, you want to look for things that are the same. So you filtered everything down into what you can do. Now you have a song up on screen. The next thing is to break down the song. Think about this. There's songs, song sections, intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge. And some of these song sections repeat. Maybe the chords that are used in the verse are the same as the chorus. So now you go from looking at the song with your perception, looking at it all going, oh my God, this is a big song, to looking going, no, actually, where's the repeat? G, E minor, C, and D. Oh, they do it down here as well. Oh, they do it down here as well. This sounds simple, but it is worth the 1 minute of your time it takes to scan through it. Do you ever do that with an exam? I remember I used to do it with the exams. You get the paper and you flip through the paper and go, oh man, okay, Jesus, a lot of stuff here. Or you might go, oh, thank God that poet came up, or this question came up, everything will be okay. You know, you glance through and it helps how you feel about it. So that's the second thing. So you start with searching for what you're doing, maybe add 1 to 3 things in max, then you find the song, then you glance through it and you simplify it down. You basically break it down and go, there's a lot of this in it, a lot of that. Now, what do you do after that? Then you separate it out. Picture this. One player looks at it, they break it down, and then they just start playing the song from the beginning to the end of the verse, from the verse through to the end of the chorus. That's reading. It's not practicing. Practicing is picking things you know you need to work on and putting it in a separate practice routine away from the song. I know you clicked on this video to learn about songs, but we practice to get the songs. So you look down. Now, what could go wrong? Maybe it's a new chord shape. Think of it this way. It's 50-50. It's something to do with the chord hand or it's something to do with the pattern hand. like pattern meaning strum, finger picking, and picking. So chords, you've the song pulled up, you've simplified it, broken it down, and you go, oh, I need to learn a new shape. Maybe you do. Oh, that chord's in it. I don't get that chord that clear that often. Maybe it's an F, 4-fingered F. Maybe it's a bar chord. So it's either learning a new shape, getting the shape clear, or maybe it's switching between two shapes. You go, oh man, that G to C changes in this one too. No, right? And you don't click away. You go learn it because that changes in everything, right? So it could be chord change. Then you basically put in your practice routine and you drill it, you drill it, you drill it. I call these the nuts and bolts of songs. Think of it this way, like nobody gets excited about the nuts and bolts that are in machines. Like, I don't know, maybe the washing machines have nuts and bolts. I'm not techie, but basically, it's what makes it work. And someone had to care. Someone had to care at some stage about getting these all assembled, about tightening them up and making them work together. And that's what you've got to do with your chords, your chord changes, and your clear chords. And how you do that is you don't play them in the song. You don't just play through it, because that means you're just kind of going through the motions. You take it and you put it in a separate practice routine and you drill it again and again and again and again and again. And oftentimes I get asked, yeah, but that sounds really boring and not fun. And like I want to play like Wagon Wheel. I don't want to like drill G to C back and over again. If that's the only thing stopping you from playing Wagon Wheel, that's the only thing you need to do. That's the end of the day, you know? And I've been teaching 23 years and I've been teaching long enough to see the players who avoid songs because they contain certain things. Like, for example, somebody might go, I don't like the F chord. I'm not learning that song. And next thing they leave a trail of 40 songs in their wake because it contains F. F's in everything. So the lesson is to go and learn the thing and then you can unlock all the songs. So I'll get off my little teaching soapbox here. So to bring us up to date, you're searching for songs that suit your ability. You filter it through what you can do. You could look G, C, E minor, D songs. You look key of G, things like that. Then you find it. Then you look through and you're greeted with the page. And you start looking through to see what's the same. You go, oh, that's the same, right? And now it seems easier. Then you separate it. If it's a G to C change, you drill the change. If it's a unclear A minor 7 chord, you work on the clear chord. Yep. Now, next thing. What you do after that? You stitch it together. You worked on the sections in isolation. Think about how a band worked on an album back in the day. They literally learned one song, recorded one song, then they recorded the next song, then the next, and they ended up with an album. Now, if we remove album and put in song, it's the same for you with verses, choruses, bridge, things like that. You get those sections working on their own separately, like mini projects, then you start stitching them together and connecting them up. So then you learn to play from the verse, going into the chorus. From the chorus, going back into the verse. Verse back into that chorus. Because at the end of the day, you want to play full songs. Any concert you've ever been to, the band have probably played full songs. So, unless they're like those massive bands that have so many hits, so they do medleys. Right, so that's stitching the song together. Now, finally, the last part is song. What does song mean? It means that you actually go and perform the full song length. This is where many players don't complete this cycle. You can get bored at this stage and get the dopamine hit of saying, I can play the verse now. People reckon I played the intro of Wonderwall. People know it's Wonderwall. Yes, okay, I'm going to learn a new song now. No. We got to come back. We got to complete songs. So we got to go back and remember that the name of the game is to complete songs. If you're playing for an open mic at a gathering for a family and stuff, and you play, and let's just say you've been playing a while, and you stop playing the song, and people go, "Where's the rest of it?" You know, and that's a little caveat to say, if you're a beginner, it is totally worth playing sections of songs for people. Just introduce it that way. Say, I'm going to play, I've worked on the verse so far, that's what I got. Would you like to hear a bit? All right, so real quick, those are the five S frameworks to learn songs faster. And just to do a little bit of a disaster inversion here, check this out. This is in order of importance. So this is the number one thing to focus on. If I find a song that is way too difficult for myself, doesn't matter how much similarity I find in it, I won't find much. Doesn't matter how much I separate it out, it'll be too hard. Stitching it together will be a nightmare and I won't get the song. So it all starts with this. Thanks for watching. If you want to find out more about theschoolofguitar.com, you'll find info in the description below where I break down songs, break down techniques and everything like this a lot of the time. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.